Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my shop. All right, as you can see, we got our new windshield installed. And the 49, I've got some interior work I need to finalize up and get that done. And then I've got some major rearranging to do because we're going to put him over there and the Chevy over here. And at this particular time, my dirt's dry a little bit. And I've got to get that tiller over there hooked up to that Kubota so I can do me a little tilling. So we got a lot of stuff we're going to try to get done today. So stay tuned. All right, I come out the other evening and was just kind of messing around, and I decided to go ahead and put the steering wheel back on and get the tack wired up. I didn't tape it because I just got kind of carried away. But if you look in the previous video, which I'll link up the top here, you can see how I put what had to come off in order to get it off, and you just kind of reverse the order to put it back in. Basically, you put the steering wheel on. I had marks where I marked it up where I knew to put it back in. If you didn't mark it when you pulled your old steering wheel off, well, you try to get your wheels as straight as you can and center your wheel spokes that way, and you may end up having to do some fine tuning as you might find out that you have to change it. The good news is once you pull the steering wheel off, it'll come off fairly easy after that point. Getting it off, if you haven't had it off in a lot of time, a lot of years, well, that's when you need the puller. Generally, you can do your adjustments even on the road. I take the stuff with me. But anyway, so I put the steering wheel on and I hooked my new tack up there and was checking it out, and I'm quite happy with it now. I forgot to do some more work over there on that door there and get these panels in. So I've got some fine tuning to do, but I can do that with the truck over in the other slot. To kind of show you what we got here, I decided to wire the tack in like I did the Chevy over there. And that is, instead of putting the light with the headlight switch, I decided to put to make it anytime the key is on. So I just like that. I can see it better in daylight that way. Turn it off. And let me show you my speedometer here with the key on. Now, it's not going to find the GPS here in the shop. It won't do it till I pull out. My Garmin won't find it either, or it won't find it in my garage. So, but you can see how bright and how big the display is. I can't miss that even with these old eyes of mine. So that's pretty good. So anyway, we'll turn everything off. Tell you what, let me see. Let's give it 2 pumps. I like 2 pumps. Let's see what we get here. Well, that 350 just wants to run. Yeah, you can barely see the red pointer in there. That's kind of a drawback, but that's all right. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it good in there. Let's kick it down a little bit, see what we get. All right. He's idling. Still trying to find that GPS. I ought to let it run some more, but I got some other stuff I need to get in and out of the way. I got some major rearranging to do just to get this out and the Chevy over here. So anyway. All right, we got to get the Chevy out of the way. We're just going to pull him out first. And he's going to go into that slot over there because it's time for several maintenance procedures to be done to it. So let's see here. Neutral, 2 pumps. I like that 2 pumps. Ignition on. I'll turn that radio down. Had him on. All right. I tell you, it's going to be hard splitting time driving these. But anyway. Yep, I couldn't get I've got the Chevy over more. I may get him over there closer. I may just do that. But I wanted room on this side to get to these wheels, the brakes. And it don't leave me much space there. And it don't leave me much space there. But anyway, we're swapped around. We got to clean this thing out. I got to put the interior back. The side panels, door panels, and the handles. And I got some new glass for the driver's side ordered. It'll probably be a week or so before I get it. So anyway, but this bad boy is ready to at least get pulled out after I get that bed emptied and wash it. All right, I got the door panels on, and you can see what they've done here on the passenger side. There's no springs on these hinges to hold it open. But I used similar plugs that I did on the body underneath the seat to plug all those holes that they put on this board across the top. And I ordered the correct fasteners. And all but one still had the captured nut still in it. This one was missing, so I just plugged it. I believe I'm going to go ahead and order cards for it. So, because these cards, there's a problem I'll show you here with the driver's side. But anyway, there you go. There's the problem with the passenger side window. All right. Of course, he doesn't seal worth a hoot either, the seal shot. So anyway, so that's the passenger side. Driver's side not looking too bad. Okay, here's the driver's side. Now it'll stay open because of the hinges, but I need to put some more screws up in here and the garnish trim, as they call it. And what's happening is with this card, I had to go with longer screws here and here because of the card. When I pull it in tight, it's making the arm, the linkage from the inside handle to the latch stick. So I've got to make sure I return it so it'll close. So that is a problem with it. But all in all, we're just about getting ready to take a run. Now I have got another window coming for this. And you can see why right there. See, look at that. Well, we'll close it. See it from the outside. Old spider web looking cracks and breaks and everything. So really the only good glass on this whole truck is the back. So anyway, and the door panel down there is missing. So that'll have to be addressed eventually. I put the captured nuts in that, so it's ready to 4 bolt up. And show you a problem I found with the passenger side door. Now, this is a 49 truck, and this is a 51 door. So you got to wonder, well, why did they go to a 51 door? And I showed in an earlier video some massive body work that's been done to this B-pillar, the rear of the cab. And you can't really judge from this, but from the repair, the lines, it curves in. Instead of going straight, it's curving in. And what was happening is the door was not latching. The door was not closing all the way. So I had to adjust out the striker plate some in order to get it to latch good. Now it's latching really good, and that's going to be the fix. Oh, listen to that. Oh, that's good. See, that's going to be the fix until I can talk to a body man to see about what can be done about this rear cab, the B-pillar there. All right, another thing, yeah, the rear end is lower than the front. I'm going to have to raise the rear. an inch or two, so I'll be addressing that. But that's on the back burner. I'll add that to my to-do list. I haven't washed it yet, but I did clean up the engine compartment, and it's looking pretty good. So anyway, it's about time to take this dude out. Of course, now, we got rain for the next 2 days, and I don't have a wiper. I'm going to deal with that shortly too, and I'll explain that later. All right. Well, all right, I couldn't stand it. It's pouring the rain and it's cold, so the test drive's put off at least for another day. And so I come out here and I decided to take them lowering blocks off the rear. And you can't really tell, I don't think, from the picture here, the video, but it looks a whole lot better. It's almost perfect as far as even, and it's still lower than the Chevy. And here's the lowering blocks I pulled off. Remember, I thought they were 3 to 4 inches? They're 2 inches. That's something. So basically, I've raised the rear end by 2 inches. And let's see, the running board here at the end is about, I'll hold it right here. Oh, it looks like it's about 10.5 inches. In the front, it's about 9.5. So there's about an inch drop compared to the Chevy at the stock height. And the front is 13.5 inches. And the rear is about 13 3/4, almost, yeah, 13 3/4. So we're still a whole, lower than stock with them short tires. So anyway, hopefully the next segment to this will be a test drive. It's as ready as it's ever going to be. So let's get this thing started up. Well, all right. It's about 40 degrees out, but there's no rain. So we may even have to try out that heater here. So, a couple clicks. Well, we got the heater on. Right. Gotta get my shades out of the Chevy. If we got some bright sun, maybe it'll warm up some more. Alright. I want to put my foot out. I was looking for a clutch. See if that GPS finds a signal. All right. First stop. Oh, we got a 0 here. We've got us a satellite acquired. I'll show you here shortly. We got all the vents closed. Let's see how we're going to take these bumps. Oh, it's already better. Oh, it's so much better. looking good. You can't drive over anything, especially with all the construction we've got going on around here. Got a lot of construction. Takes them bumps a whole lot better. It bothered me about the steering not returning though. I guess that means I'm going to have to realign the front end. First stop, car wash. Short turn, it was just when I cut it sharp, it didn't want to come back. Right. Second impression. 150 more horsepower is definitely felt. Alright, here we go. So far all vitals look good. Find out if the how well this windshield seals. All right, I kept really hard pressure from directly hitting the windshields, but I did get it on it and around it and cleaned them, and no leaks. So of course that doesn't represent a driving rainstorm, but still, at least it didn't leak too bad. And there she is, clean. They always look a little better when they shine. Alright, let's carry on. Without a windshield, I had to towel dry. Alright. There's a bunch of traffic around here. Stay put. My buddy's out. Oh, it handles so much better. How much it tipped. Alright. I'm gonna go, when I change the oil, I've got only about 2,500 miles on this, on the oil that's in it since I put the engine in, but I'm gonna change it anyway since it's sat so long. I put 530 in it, and I think it takes too long for them lifters to pump up, so I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go to 1030 and see what it does. I'm doing 48. I gotta set the clock on this, gotta figure out how to set the clock. Now, it'd be nice to have a big clock sitting there. Got a full tank of gas. Got the dust and dirt knocked off of it. I'm gonna have to scrub it more. There's some stains on there that didn't come quite off, and it's gonna take some elbow grease. So anyway, as soon as I get on a somewhat of a straightaway, I'll show you my GPS. Oh, it takes them bumps so much better. Now I know you millennial types, Gen Xers, you youngsters, I mean, the name of the game is to lower these things. I mean, to make them to where they're barely clear a speed bump. Well, I'm more into comfort, performance, and being able to clear obstacles without worrying about knocking my oil pan off. And other various and sundry parts that cost too much daggone money to replace. Let me tell you. Oh man, 350. Yeah, V8. Now I'm telling you, that's now don't get me wrong. My Chevy's my car, my truck, but with that hopped up little six-banger, but oh my, this is double the horsepower practically, and you can feel it. You can see it in the pants feel it. I don't have a seatbelt yet, so I can't secure the camera. About 10 gallons in it. I thought I was needing more than that, so I got to get used to this gas gauge. It's an aftermarket. I've got an OEM, a spare dash cluster here, gauge cluster. Let's see what this pump does. And it's got a gas gauge. You know, I have to get a 6-volt reducer, but you know, I'm running that in the Chevy, and it almost seems more accurate than when I ran it 6 volt. So, what? Seats. Oh me, oh my, is this comfortable? This is 100% more comfortable than what was in here. I believe they were boat seats. I'll tell you what. I'm sure you're tired of looking at me. There's my speedometer. Can't miss that bad boy. Now that's the clock on the bottom right hand corner, which is off by 2 hours, looks like. So it didn't maintain it. It's been out of power after I set it. Now I think in the middle is the historic mileage, and to the left is the trip mileage. But it may be vice versa. So there's my vitals. Let's see. Up on that truck. I don't like people riding my bumper, and I don't want to ride anybody else's bumper. I'm not in that big hurry, but I want to blow some carbon out too. That's about the speed limit. I think is 50. So that's pretty good. You know, I'm going to take the I'm going to go around the mountain, which was always I pretty much avoided doing that with this before because a lot of bumps, and oh man, it would just bang, 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 bang. You'd hear stuff rattling. It rattled my teeth. And you know, so far I've hit some bumps, and that corner hadn't cracked. You got to get concerned about it. Anyway, steering wheel's tracking pretty close to true. There's more play than I want. I know the, well, I'm coming up on a turn, so I may hush up here in a moment. But I know the drag link's got a little, well, he's going the same way. You know, he's got him a load of mulch. That's what I'm smelling. Okay. All right, good. He turned off. Now I got this here, but I'm in no big hurry. Well, I didn't see what my tach was showing. I think it's pretty accurate. We're doing, I'm not real sure if it's that accurate though. We're doing about, what, 3940, about 1400 RPM. That seems kind of high. We're down to 30, about 1300 RPM. What? Very good. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, she's just purring along. I'll tell you what, every improvement I've made, the springs, the shocks, the seats, is improved the ride quality of this 100-fold. Sorry about that. Sharper turn than I was prepared for. But I mean, every improvement's been great. Now I know I've raised the truck up by 2 inches to 2.5 inches, but I tell you, it's the ride quality has made it well worth it. So anyway, it's purring along at about 1500 RPM, 40 mile an hour. That's pretty good. It's a shame this doesn't have the overdrive though. It needs, you know, that's something I may look into, but that's way on down the line. I'll put an independent front suspension on it before I'd put an overdrive, but that would be a couple big improvements to make. We're idling at about 600 RPM. That's what I want while in gear. 600, 650, somewhere around in there. It was almost in between the 6 and 7 deal. Bottles still look good. Speedometer's good. It's funny, it shows the historic mileage. You know, when you shut this thing off, it zeroes out the mileage. But when you first turn it on, the historic will come on, and then it goes to the clock. So that's okay, that's good. Still got to figure out how to set that clock. Well, the improvements are 100-fold improvement. The only rattling I'm hearing, besides what's in the bed, is that grill in the front. So I may have to address that some, but it's not bad. It's only on the bad bumps.